In a time long ago, before the land of the Kamba people saw the changes of modern life, there was a village nestled near the edge of a vast and mysterious forest. This forest was both feared and revered. It was home to wild beasts, ancient trees that seemed to touch the sky, and spirits known as the Moi who protected its secrets. For generations, the people of this village lived in harmony with nature, guided by a deep respect for the spirits of the land and the wisdom of the elders. But this harmony was threatened when the village suffered one of the worst droughts in its history. The rivers dried, the once plentiful herds vanished, and the crops withered. The people grew weak with hunger, and the elders were troubled. It was in this time of crisis that Mwatuangi, a young hunter known for his skill and bravery, rose to take on a challenge that would forever mark him as a hero. The village in despair. The story of Mwatuangi begins in the heart of his village, where the people gathered one evening to discuss their dire situation. The once thriving community was now somber, and the elders' faces were etched with worry. "Mwatuangi," said Elder Mutunga, the oldest and wisest of them all, "you are young, strong, and swift, and your knowledge of the forest is unmatched. But this journey is dangerous. The forest has changed under the drought, and the spirits are restless." Mwatuangi knelt before the elders, his gaze steady. "If there is a way to bring food to my people, I will find it. I swear it." With the elders' blessings and his mother's prayer whispered softly into his ear, Mwatuangi set out early the next morning, carrying only his spear, a small bundle of food, and the hopes of his village. The journey into the forest. As Mwatuangi ventured into the forest, he could feel the shift. The trees seemed to watch him, their leaves rustling in a language only the spirits knew. The deeper he went, the quieter the forest became, as if holding its breath. For days, Mwatuangi journeyed without rest, tracking the paths where animals once roamed. He encountered only the desolate signs of a forest in drought: dry riverbeds, cracked soil, and wilted plants. The hunger gnawed at him, and he knew his people were suffering far worse back in the village. One evening, as Mwatuangi was about to rest, he heard a faint sound. He followed it to a small clearing where a lion, starved and weak, lay trapped in a hunter's old snare. The lion, recognizing Mwatuangi as a human, growled softly, its golden eyes dimmed by hunger. Mwatuangi approached slowly, sensing the danger but feeling a strange pull of compassion. He knew that taking the life of this animal would bring meat for his people. But he also knew that taking a life so weakened and helpless was against the balance of nature. With a quiet prayer, Mwatuangi freed the lion from the trap. The great beast regarded him with gratitude, then limped off into the shadows, leaving Mwatuangi alone once again. Encounters with the Moi spirits. As he ventured further, Mwatuangi encountered beings unlike any he had ever seen. Known as the Moi, these forest spirits were ancient and wise, protective of the creatures and the secrets that lay hidden within the woods. One spirit, an old figure with skin like bark and eyes that glowed with an otherworldly light, appeared before him. "Why do you wander so deep into our lands, young hunter?" the spirit asked, its voice like the rustling of leaves. "I come seeking food for my people," Mwatuangi replied, bowing respectfully. "The drought has left us with nothing, and we are on the brink of starvation." The spirit regarded him with a mix of curiosity and solemnity. "To take from this forest, one must first prove themselves worthy. You must show that your heart respects the ways of nature." The spirit set trials before him, each designed to test different aspects of his character. First was the test of kindness. The spirits led Mwatuangi to an animal caught in a thorny bush, struggling for its life. Remembering his compassion for the lion, Mwatuangi gently freed the creature, feeling a sense of kinship with its plight. Next came the test of bravery. The spirits brought him face to face with a giant serpent, a creature so old that it had become a legend in itself. The serpent guarded a hidden spring, one of the few sources of water left. Mwatuangi did not flinch, even as the serpent hissed and coiled around him. Instead, he showed calm respect, moving with steady hands and a gentle demeanor. Sensing no threat, the serpent allowed him to drink, a rare honor granted to those who showed bravery without aggression. Finally, the spirits gave him the test of wisdom. They asked him riddles about the forest, the seasons, and the nature of balance. Each answer required him to reflect on his experiences and the values of his people. Through these trials, Mwatuangi proved his worthiness and respect for the land. The confrontation with the mythical creature. After passing the tests, the spirits guided Mwatuangi to a place where animals still thrived, an oasis hidden deep within the forest. But guarding this place was a creature spoken of only in whispers, a massive lion, larger than any Mwatuangi had ever seen, with a mane that shimmered like fire. This creature, half spirit and half beast, was known as the guardian of the forest. The guardian snarled, sensing the intrusion. This was a creature that even the spirits respected, for it was said to be a symbol of nature's fierce protectiveness. Mwatuangi knew that he could not flee. He had to face the guardian if he was to fulfill his promise to his people. Summoning all his courage, he stood his ground, spear in hand. The battle was intense, a dance of life and death. Mwatuangi's agility and quick thinking allowed him to evade the creature's powerful swipes and lunges. After a long struggle, he managed to subdue the guardian, not with force, but by outwitting it and showing that his intentions were pure. When the creature finally yielded, Mwatuangi knelt beside it, whispering a prayer of respect. He promised to take only what his people needed and to honor the forest's bounty. The guardian, perhaps recognizing the sincerity in Mwatuangi's words, retreated, leaving him free to gather the food he needed. He took only enough to sustain his village, leaving the oasis as untouched as possible. Return to the village and Mwatuangi's legacy. Exhausted yet triumphant, Mwatuangi returned to his village, bringing food and tales of his journey. The people rejoiced, welcoming him as a hero. For days they celebrated, and Mwatuangi shared his story of the forest, the spirits, and the guardian who protected its secrets. Elders spoke of his journey as a lesson for generations to come, teaching the value of respect for nature, courage in the face of danger, and the strength found in compassion. Mwatuangi's actions changed his village forever. They began to follow new rituals, offering thanks to the spirits in the forest before hunting and gathering, always taking only what they needed. As years passed, the tale of Mwatuangi, the great hunter, became one of the most cherished stories among the Kamba people. His legacy lived on not just as a hero, but as a bridge between humanity and nature, a reminder of the delicate balance that binds all living things. The tale of Mwatuangi reminds us that true heroism is not just in bravery or strength, but in understanding, respect, and the willingness to sacrifice for the greater good. In honoring Mwatuangi's legacy, we honor the values that sustain life in harmony with nature. May his story inspire us all to be mindful stewards of the world around us.